Well, that wasn't quite as smooth as the last one,
Yeah,
but
who cares?
welcome to the Jennifer and Jacob Talk Show, where we talk and you listen.
Mm-mm.
I'm Jennifer.
I'm Jacob.
And you did such a good job last time. I was very invested in that topic.
Yeah, I know.
So why don't you go ahead and draw another topic out of the bowl and let's see what we do.
Let's see me throw my
No
one
pressure.
streak all the way down to
Nothing.
All right, let's see. What do I have? Oh.
I can't read your handwriting.
Culture appreciation versus culture appropriation.
Okay, well this is...
All right.
Woo!
Slightly different from the rock.
This is a hot button
This
kind
is
of
good.
topic. So, all right, so cultural appropriation versus cultural appreciation. I feel like, well, first of all, let's define those for people who might not know for sure what the heck we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Cultural appreciation is that French?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cultural appreciation.
Fairly certain.
Chat noir.
Yeah.
French. He's got a French poster on his wall. That's cultural appreciation. Cultural appropriation is when not that he does. So this is an example. So cultural appropriation would be if he wore a Native American headdress and dressed in traditional Native American garb and
pretended to be one.
Yes. That would be cultural appropriation.
Mm-hmm.
And that might not be the best example, but that's the one I can think of at the moment. So,
or you had a really good one before, like when you're not Japanese, but your entire house is made up, like, okay, everything in here is Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like...
If you were born and raised in the United States
Mm-hmm.
and you're not Japanese or Japanese American and your house is all Japanese, and by which we mean style and design, that's cultural appropriation, not quite cultural appreciation.
Mm-hmm. And it's a tough argument.
That's why I say there's a fine line, because some people would argue that is cultural appreciation. They're not saying they're Japanese.
No.
They're just living in a Japanese house in America.
Pretending to be a stereotype of what they see as
Japanese culture,
or whichever culture they're appropriating.
not just Japanese, any other culture of which you are not.
That was just the example I
Yep.
used. Yeah. A lot of it's I heard a lot of it is intent.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really like, you really have to analyze the intent of the person to find the difference between appreciation and appropriation, which is difficult because a lot of people like to jump to conclusions.
Right.
When it might not be one or the other.
Right.
But they don't ever actually ask the person.
Right. I've heard lots of things involved in the cultural appreciation versus appropriation debate, like belly dancing.
Mm-hmm.
There is a distinct difference between what is deemed American belly dancing, and and there's nothing wrong with either of these. I've taken belly dance classes. I know belly dancers. I'm not passing judgment on either, but I'm just stating the differences. American belly dance tends to be the more flashy, showy bra, bearskin, sequins, skirt, whereas traditional belly dancing, the body is completely covered. There may still be sequins and, bells and things like that, but the body is actually pretty much from here down is completely covered all the way to the floor. The skirts are floor length and so on. They're still both beautiful. But I have heard in the belly dance community and outside the belly dance community that there's some cultural appropriation going on with regards to belly dance. Again, this is a fine line. Are you dressing up and belly dancing and saying that you're, from the Middle East?
Yeah, Or are you saying that this is a... Like,
or are you just saying this is a cool dance form and this is what I'm doing?
to me, it would be like, this is a cool dance form. This is what I'm doing. All right, you're fine. You're cool.
Mm-hmm.
Or this is, a tribute to Middle Eastern dancers.
Right.
No, it's not. Now, at that point, no, it's not.
Right. At that point, it's not appropriation.
Not appropriation.
Right.
Appropriation would be, all right, my name is such and such Middle Eastern name, and you're obviously a white girl. Or something like that. And
although a lot of belly dancers do take stage names that are
see, I don't even know what I think about that.
Yeah,
I mean,
that are influenced or inspired by.
Well, I suppose there's nothing really wrong with that because it's a screen name,
right? It's a stage name.
It's a stage name,
right?
Everybody knows that's not your real name,
right?
Real name, but there are people that would get bent out of shape over that.
Right. Another example of... We keep giving examples because these are very muddy waters.
Very much. It's very much intent.
Yeah. So, another example of cultural appropriation that is not at all appreciation or appreciated by the cultures that they come from are Halloween costumes.
Oh, yes.
Do not dress up as a geisha for Halloween. That's insulting. Someone else's culture is not your toy.
Well,
someone else's culture is not a costume for you to put on and play for a day and then discard. Or it's not a costume for you to put on and make fun of for a day and then discard. Halloween costumes should not be cultural stereotypes.
Well,
that's cultural appropriation.
I want to go one step further and say anytime
and flat out racism.
Yeah, anytime that something like that is used for economic gain, it's okay. You are using this to make money off somebody else's appearance. I don't know if it's accurate anymore, but I remember we had a huge argument about Pier 1 and things like that.
We did have a huge argument about Pier 1.
That was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago.
Hey, I remember. It's the
Wow.
It's the male mind. We can bring back all the fights we've had.
I was going to say.
I can't tell you what I ate yesterday.
I was going to say, you don't remember what I said 10 minutes ago, but you can remember a fight that we had, 15 years ago.
A 15-year-old fight that didn't really, it wasn't even a fight.
No, it was just a discussion.
But yeah, because that's, a distortion of somebody else's culture, because they sell a lot of Egyptian bullshit.
And Indian
looking stuff. That's not really that.
Right.
It's just, here we repackage this to sell to the rich white people that think that, this will make their house look good, having this little...
Right. Gives you a little splash of ethnicity in your house.
You're not racist. I've got this thing.
Right. Yeah. Cultural appropriation versus cultural appreciation is very difficult. But at the end of the day, here's the thing. If you like something, anime, Bollywood movies, whatever, that's cool. That's okay. But to use the same example we had before, if you're going to, use items from another culture to dress up in a Halloween costume, I'm not sure that that's okay. Because again, it's intent-based. Are you trying to, with your Halloween costume, accurately portray a Mongolian warrior?
Which would be cool.
Which would be awesome.
If you're trying to...
So if you're actually trying to recreate
a
historically accurate, not stereotyped or racist in any way, cultural figure...
That's awesome.
Cool!
Yeah, you researched it, you did the work, and you tried to put something together based on historic facts. Versus you bought a $30 costume with a fake plastic sword and...
But if you're going to... dress up in the skimpiest little buckskin dress you can find and wear a plastic feather Native American headdress, that's not okay.
Yeah.
At all.
A lot of those sexified costumes that you see.
Or if you're going to put on the little geisha dress and paint your face a little teeny bit white and put some lipstick on and... That's not okay.
No.
That's the difference between appropriation and appreciation. So, I mean, that's all I have to say about that. I feel like we'll just continue repeating ourselves, but
yeah, it's a difficult topic. You really have to look at the intent of the person doing it. And sometimes it's obvious, like in the little buckskin dress, and the geisha outfit.
Yeah, and not only is that cultural appropriation, but it's also racism because it's not an accurate portrayal of Native Americans or geisha or whatever other culture you're trying to dress up as. It's flat out racist. It's just flat out racist. Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, say to yourself, is this costume or this activity that I'm doing or whatever, is this honoring and accurately representing a culture, or is this encouraging stereotypes and belittling or making fun of a culture? Mm-hmm. If it's the former, you're good. If it's the latter, knock it off. It's appropriation and it's bad.
Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna say it goes for, not just Asian and African stereotypes.
Those are the only ones I can think of off the top of my head. But
I see the people dressing up like the beer girls from the beer garden in Germany.
Right.
And it's like, well, that's a bit harder because the costume is the same.
I was gonna say,
but at the same time, come on.
I'm just an Asian Indian chick, but those look pretty accurate to me. Okay, all joking aside though, just don't make fun of people.
Yeah.
Be respectful of other people's cultures and everything will be fine.
Like we said in a couple videos ago when we were talking about Wicca, just think about it. Just stop and think for a minute about what you're going to do and the effect of it.
Exactly. So, all right. I think we've covered that pretty well. If you have any questions or comments, please post them. Mm-hmm. Please be nice.
Civil.
If you're a troll, I don't know what we'll do, but
delete them.
Please be nice. I just didn't know if we would delete them. Just please be nice.
Just don't feed the trolls if they show up.
Yeah, don't feed the trolls. If you see trolls, ignore them. Unless they're under bridges, in which case you got to answer their riddles so that you can get across.
Just throw them a child, they'll be fine.
Or give them a kid.
Plenty of children, just throw a child at them.
Yeah. Okay, well, until next time, we will talk to you later. Let me gracefully turn off this again. We'll have to figure something else out.
You got a poking stick.
Bye.